Alright, hey, bam, there we go. No, it's not. Video. So, I'll be honest, I think I missed a day. Ended up hanging out with family and friends for a couple of days. Kind of just blowing off steam, let my mind off of this stuff that's going on. Today is the 9th of October. I think we're a week on from Dad coming into the hospital now. Yeah, I think a week ago was when I got out of the ER. So tomorrow I'm gonna go back to work, try to work an 8-hour day, and then go check in, see how he's doing. We ran into some trouble. I finally got involved with Dad's social worker, we were holding up rehab. I gotta get my vocabulary right here, because I keep calling it treatment, and treatment is not rehab. So Dad had the 2 strokes. So we need to go through rehab so that he can relearn how to function with his limited mobility. Yeah, which is, just his right-hand side. At this point, he doesn't have any reactions on his left-hand side. He's incontinent. He has no base or control over that at all. If you put food in front of him, he can eat it, but at this point he's still on a, I will not remember the name of the diet, but it's essentially, ground up goo food. It's gross. But, his swallow, status is such that if they gave him firmer food, it's possible he would aspirate and develop pneumonia. So that's the worry there. But so the thing to do is rehab for the stroke simultaneous with cancer treatment. The treatment they want to do is radiation. The rehab they want to do is inpatient. However, the way the system works, until they know where he's going to be discharged after his inpatient rehab, they won't start him on rehab. So they were pressuring me. They're like, hey, he says he's going home with you. And I'm like, no, he's not. I can't dedicate my life to taking care of my ailing father at this point. I don't have any space for him, and I can't physically care for him, and I can't emotionally care for him, and I can't financially care for him. So they're like, oh, well, we gotta look into is there any other family members, or his only son? And they're clearly trying to pressure me into it, and I'm like, no. Sorry. No sale. So I gave them Dee's phone number. They contacted her, and she made it clear to them that, that doesn't really make sense, and she's right. If he has to have cancer treatment and it'll be ongoing cancer treatment, so it really makes sense to fly him to California and try to do anyway. It seems like she's more on the ball for hospice care. When it comes down to the point where Dad needs a place to die, Dee's putting her spot up, which is it's a load off. It's good to know. And then the social worker wanted to get Dad placed in Yakima because he failed to ask me if I lived in Seattle. or where I lived. So he thought we needed to be placed in Yakima, which we don't. We need him in Seattle so I can go in day to day for emotional support. If not, because I can't do the physical financial portion. So, tomorrow I'm going to get Dad on disability, or at the very least talk to the HR representative. I also need to confirm how behind on rent Dad is, because we're going to be removing him from his premises at the end of this month. However, if they're going to repo all of his shit, because I found some bills that seem to indicate that he's 2 months behind on rent, I'm going to have to do something to figure that out. I'm going to let Dee know about that also, so that we can fast forward our plans on getting all of Dad's stuff out of there. So I think at some point during the week I need to check. I'm going to call them tomorrow, figure out what our timeline is, without indicating that we're leaving. Remove all of his stuff, put it into a storage facility. Then it doesn't fucking matter. I don't care if they repo it. I mean, like, I would like financial benefit of selling off some of his pieces of furniture so that I can then pay for care. But we'll see what that actually is. The other portion is I think Dad has lied to myself and his sister. He indicated when he was still well that he had purchased life insurance, putting people on as beneficiaries. But I can't seem to find any record of him making any premium payments or receiving any bills in the mail. I've asked him about it 2 times, and both times he's just like, I can't answer, which is either that his head isn't working, or he can't, or he's a fucking hypocritical piece of shit about lying to people. But yeah, this is why I can't take care of him all the time, because you lose something when you do that. You start to hyper judge people, and it's not fair to the person undergoing, horrible stress. But it's also not fair to you and your memory of that person. And the medical debts are pretty fucking insurmountable too. In the event that we do find that he's got some form of insurance, life insurance or something, we'll, and it might be done through, his work. I'm like just thinking about this now, so it's something I'll have to talk about when I talk to HR tomorrow. If he took out a policy through his workplace, and then it'll just be auto subtracted from his pay. The last thing that ended up happening was the whole result of talking to the social worker. I was attempting to get power of attorney, which would just allow me into his financial records and make medical decisions for him, and the social worker felt like Dad wasn't mentally competent to sign the form. So since he's not mentally competent, he can't sign the form, but also he can't make medical decisions. So who does that? I guess they do. So hopefully Dad's mental status improves within the eyes of the social worker so that he can notarize and approve a power of attorney. Because otherwise, this stuff's all locked up in there, and also I just can't guarantee that I'm making payments and shit. Like, we can't pay the hospital if Dad can't make payments. Anyway, it just seems like a lot of circular bureaucratic thinking, and it's a pain in the ass, and I know everybody goes through it when it comes to El Hospitalos, but just saying, a week on, I'm starting to deal with mine. So anybody else out there watching this in archived format, you know, if it's not popped up yet, know that it's coming. You know, there's going to be some miscommunications between you and people working cases, whether it's doctors or social workers or family members. And you're just going to have to muddle through it. You know, do what's best for yourself and your patient. It's tough. But, like I said, I got work tomorrow, so I'm going to try to get some sleep. I don't know why, but maybe things will be alright. I mean, maybe things will be better tomorrow than they were today. Alright. Talk to you next time.